We were looking at the slipping video, and it's like his whole career started with this video of him in the hospital struggling to survive, and then that's the same way that he fucking dies. This shit's crazy, dog.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I watched Detroit. Shout out to my man's Detroit, man. I watched the YouTube reaction they did to this.
Oh yeah, that was powerful. Watch Kata.
Yeah, it was dope, but I was thinking about something that he said when he said that a lot of our artists in hip hop, they seem to be taking the prophet route. Like it seems like they're speaking things into existence or have a foresight on things that's to come, especially in their own lives.
Modern prophets, yeah.
Powerful. Rest in peace, DMX, man. Let me say that off rip.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Earl Simmons.
Earl Simmons. Wow. The thing about it is, people often say that the prophets, they often reference the prophets, like the people who had the abilities or were chosen by God in the scriptures,
Yeah.
And they always want to put these people on a pedestal, and then for some reason they forget about their whole lives, like as a whole. Like they forget that, David was chosen by God at a young age to kill Goliath and become king, but at the same time he still ended up killing somebody for some pussy,
That's a fact.
They want to talk about how Moses led the Israelites to the promised land, even though he didn't make it. Or why didn't he make it? Because he had a temper problem, and he was, he just didn't listen. He just disobeyed God. And it's according to these scriptures, if that's the case, y'all talking about people like Solomon, David, Joseph, Abraham, people who, were flawed people,
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that people tend to forget is that every prophet that you see in the Bible led a fucked up life.
Yeah, for real.
Niggas wasn't happy, man. None of them was happy. They called Jeremiah the weeping prophet, because all he did was whine and cry about the situation that he was in and the situation that his people was in. And it's the same thing with our modern day prophets today. They're not living happy lives. And they speaking things that they don't necessarily want to speak and see, but it's reality, so they got to do it. You know what I mean?
Right, and you know what? It's not like this is a glamorous thing to be someone who is in the forefront, and your job is to speak to the people and lead the people. In most cases, these people are persecuted.
Facts.
I mean, the prime example is Jesus, but then you got Martin Luther King. Then we talked about this shit last week. You got people that are like prophetic in their lifestyle and, dedicate their whole lives to helping people. And humanity just shits on them.
Yeah. Prophets is never liked in their own time. It's always hindsight when you realize the gift that somebody has. And that's why a lot of people tend to show love after people are already gone. And it's crazy. A lot of people condemn people for doing that, but sometimes it takes a tragic event for somebody to realize the value that a person holds, or anything really. When you want something, the value is extra high. When you get it, the value goes low. Then you lose it, and then the value's high again. That's how it goes. That's just human nature. We just gotta start appreciating these people when they still here, like giving them their flowers when they can still smell it. And I'm proud to say that I've been on the DMX is the GOAT of all time bandwagon since 1998. This ain't no after death thing with me.
Right.
That dude was my idol for real.
Wow. Well, tell us a little bit what X meant to you.
Man, besides just being a hometown hero, man, X's music.
Are you from Yonkers?
You say what?
Are you from Yonkers?
I used to live in Yonkers. My whole family's from Yonkers. I'm from Mount Vernon, the city next door, which he was born in.
Okay.
It's all 914 West Essex County. I used to live on School Street. He from School Street Projects. You know what I'm saying? My father, he's a family friend of mine.
Yeah.
My father's actually in his autobiography book.
That's what's up.
There's a couple stories about my father, some of the times that they had in the past. But
you never met him?
His music saved my life, and I don't even mean a lot of the early stuff. That's what a lot of people tend to talk about. But it was this song called "The Rain" off of his Grand Champ album in 2003. That song saved my life, man. I was in and out of a mental hospital. I was quote unquote suicidal and everything.
Right.
And I had that song on repeat for like a month straight. And I kept just hearing him say, now I know only I can stop the rain. You know, I got to find peace with the Lord. I don't want to find the beast with the sword. I can't afford to. You know, and just listening to that song over and over again, it changed my mind as far as to, you know, being in that mental space to where I wanted to do something to myself or remove myself from this planet, and realizing that, you know, I'm stronger than that. I'm not that weak to where I should do something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just to realize that there's other people out there who's going through similar pain that you're going through, and gives you kind of strength to pull through and just keep moving. You know, and then coming from somebody who I idolized from day one, it just solidified it for me. You know, so man, actually, he was so special to me and everybody in my family. You know, this is such a. I honestly feel like. Rest in peace to all our fallen soldiers, but I feel like this is one of the biggest loss, maybe the biggest loss that we've taken in hip hop. No disrespect to anybody else,
Right,
but,
right.
You know, this is something big. This is something serious. This is a major loss that we took in hip hop, man. And I'm not trying to belittle anybody else, but
Right.
X really meant a lot to a lot of people for a very long time, and in a way that most people, most celebrities don't. They don't touch people the way he did.
Right.
Not a lot of people could say that they have that kind of effect on fans the way he did. Like, even if you never met him, you knew him.
Right. And the brother Abib said the same thing. He was like, X saved my life on numerous occasions. Like, can you imagine a rapper, like a gangster rapper, saving young black men's lives and helping them expose their emotions and talk about their mental health and their physical health and their spirituality in public, you know?
Yeah.
And so, this is the Late Bloomer podcast, so I'm one of the guys who kind of missed it. And even from a distance, not being a super hyper fan, I could see how powerful his presence was. And, you know, I grew up in the church and I was sheltered, but there was stuff that passed through the radio that came on and you're driving in the car from one destination to the next. And, you know, it's all the stuff that everyone knows. You know, you've been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. You know?
That's one of my favorite DMX songs, by the way.
I just heard that shit just now. And then, like, you know, of course, Party Up, and then, like, you know, the Rough Riders anthem and all that shit made it my way. But like I said, I'm a late bloomer. So as far as listening to, I just listened to It's Dark and Hell is Hot for the first time. It's very good, and I'm going to listen to the whole catalog, and I'm going to review it. I'm going to you know, react to it in real time, because I think that you know, people might be interested in that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. As a matter of fact, I was watching the other day. I was watching first time reactions to DMX music by like young folks, teenagers, and stuff like that. This was before he died. This is the day before he died. I was watching.
Wow.
You know, so I like watching, you know, people react to stuff that I personally love, that I got a connection to growing up and all that. So I'll be checking it out.
Okay, yeah, for sure. But man, it's just so many layers about this guy. I mean, if we want to start from the beginning, it's like, you know, from early on in his childhood, he wasn't supposed to win. Like, basically, his life was set up, just like most of us, to be failed. There's no way. I mean, no father, you know, someone, you know, that he trusted, gave him a lace blunt, got him addicted to crack at an early age, 13, 14 years old. And he struggled with that for a long time.